Huh. Wow! Books, Maitetsu-san, are you studying? Well, I suppose you could call it studying. But the texts are all children's books. Hibiki lent them to me, saying they'd provide some clues. Reina, are you alone? Where's Paulette? She's out shopping, so Reina came back first. Huh. It might be good timing. Do you have some time right now, Reina? Sure. Maintenance is done, and there are no customers either. Reina glances around the area in large movements. There's no one here, so there's time. Then do you mind helping me with something? I'm not exactly making light of Hibiki's advice, but because they're children's books, I can't bring myself to read them. What do you want help with? With reading. I'm going to read out loud, so I want you to listen to it. Wow, that sounds like fun. Rain will happily help. Reina hurriedly brings up her own chair. She sits down right in front of me. There's a hip flask on the table. In the blink of an eye, she makes all the necessary preparations. Soya Taro's Adventure. What? Her eyes glitter upon hearing the title. This is good. If I can get this sort of reaction, I'll be motivated to read. No matter how many times Taro's name is called, not a sound is to be heard. Taro, are you still asleep? Taro? Huh. This Soya Taro character is living with his aunt, Horinaru. That's similar to my upbringing. Learning that, it gives me even more motivation to continue on. Oh, Taro-san likes to play pranks. Huh. He was quite the naughty one. I don't know how I was back then, but right now I can relate more to Aunt Hori. Why won't you do as you're told? Because of how vividly the story illustrates him? I feel some irritation. I'm back. Oh, are you reading? Paulette, welcome back. We just started. Started? Won't you give up yet? Those were the words shouted as Taro delivered a rain of fists. This new kid finally cried uncle and raised his hand. Oh, wow, said Etsuko, you're reading a story out aloud? Shh, Paulette, keep quiet. Oh, sorry. Not only is he an indomitable ruffian, this Taro is pretty darn sly to boots. I hadn't expected the main character of a children's book to lie with so much ease. Huh. I don't want to remake the shoji screens, but Aunt Hori is scary if I don't listen to her. Is making shoji that terrible? Reina never did it before. It's very detail-oriented work, and you have to do more than one. If you have to choose yes, it's a pain to do. I hope Taro learns his lesson here. While thinking that, I turn the page. Hey Taro, they're making you do this shoji? Don't get in my way, it's starting to get fun. Oh, I see. So he's using such a method to get through the work. Wow, Taro-san is smart. Yes. He instills the image that making a shoji is a fun game, and then forces them to work in his place and even get a reward out of it. Huh. Stetsu-san? Is this what Hibiki wanted to tell me? I look at Paulette, her eyes look back at me, she nods. Sorry, Reina. Can we continue this another time? Well, it's to be continued. That's right, to be continued. Then Reina will be looking forward to it. Reina will go make some tea. She trots off farther into the store. Thanks, Reina. Anyway. Yes? Paula turns to me. My words are sucked into her clear eyes. Even making a shoji can be turned into a fun game. There are people willing to pay money to do it. I think that's very possible. I hear a slight hint of tension in Paulette's voice. To her ears, this story isn't something entirely fictional. I think auctions are somewhat similar in concept. People get heated over something they presume to have value. Now that you mention it, you're right. Many people do have that side to them. They can get influenced by the place or people around them, and further value or devalue something based on those factors. Applying that principle to something less kosher, it's essentially what scam artists do. If we can stimulate that sort of feeling, the coal mining experience just may be able to be perceived as having new value. New value. Yes, that means it is recreation. We need to make the mining experience fun and recreational. Speaking of which, Pot touches her face with her fingers. Using the coal you dig out as a sort of local currency would make it feel like you're playing a game of shop. If we can spread the message out, they'll not only be digging for rewards, but the act itself can be a game. How so? Well, it's a simple question, but my thought processes completely stop. Fun and games. I can't seem to find an exact example of bringing that sort of value perception. We'll need someone who knows a lot about games and whatnot. Why is that? We both have distanced ourselves from fun, recreational activities. Of course, as a kid, I played games all the time. Oh. Here, the tea is done. Oh, thanks. The tea that Raina makes is every bit as good as the kind Paulette makes. I drink it straight without adding anything. The heat, flavor, and fragrance fill my mouth. What's wrong, Paulette? She hasn't even reached for her cup yet. If it gets cold... Let's play, Satetsu-kun. We have to play. Huh? Words catch me off guard, as does the intense gaze that follows. So intense that I'm overwhelmed for a second. That same moment, Paulette drinks down her cup of tea. Unless you know what is fun, you can't help others have fun. You have to enjoy this from the bottom of your heart, Satetsu-kun. Myself. That may be true. Rain and Nagi, among others, seem to be able to enjoy anything. In contrast, if even someone like me can genuinely enjoy it, then we have ourselves a tourist attraction. Alright, let's test it. But what kind of games do we... I know one. I've done some research on it before. Research? So, for instance, popular spots or events around Ohatiu are often used to promote tourism. Oh, I get it. If we make our rounds there, we can learn about both things, tourism and games. That's not good enough. Huh? Her face contorts into an angry expression. An expression that seems particularly inact and partially inact and partially genuine. Pod flicks up her index finger and points at the tip of my nose. Don't think about stuff like that. Just enjoy it. That's the best kind of fun to have. I see. Pod's worrying for me so that even I can enjoy this moment. Let's go out and have some fun then. I play along, although it may be awkward, pitiful, or even forced to try it out. Miss, would you play with me? She looks surprised for a moment, but in the next instant she gives off a bright smile. Yes. Ah! Uh-oh. Pot loses her balance, so I hold my hand out to her. It was inconsiderate of me since I got off the boat first. Hang on to me. Thank you. Our palms touch and I feel her soft, small hands. It's a little sweaty. It feels so fragile that I'm careful when closing my hand, doing so gently. I was so focused on having fun that I forgot to show common courtesy. I feel her hold my hand back. You were screaming pretty loudly, Satetsu-kun. That's because Fumai gave us great service. That's true. Fumai-chan chose the part with the faster current today. Nike jumps into the conversation without hesitation, to which Fumai responds by clearing his throat. I did so because you two wouldn't get seasick. Yeah, these two lovebirds. That's true. The boat rocked back and forth so much. If there was even one more passenger, we would have tipped. Not having another customer is a big problem in itself, and I've decided to focus on having fun today. No, I should thank you. Thanks to you, I had the most fun in my life. Then it was worth doing it, yes? So fun teasing you, Nissan. I look back at Nagi, wondering what she meant, and she motions her neck to guide my gaze. Paulette? I could see that Paulette is blushing. I don't know why, but seeing her react like that makes me feel bashful too. Nagi sounds like she just won at something. Or perhaps my face is also red. Do you two have any plans? I stop Paulette with my eyes before she can respond. I want her to let me do the talking. If you have any recommendations, we'd like to hear them. I have one. It's a real hole-in-the-wall spot. Fugwai nods in agreement. Knife making. Yep. What's the knife making thing? I turn to Paulette, but she shakes her head. We were going to investigate tourist attractions, and yet Paulette doesn't know about this. But if it's something Fugwai would instantly consider fun, this may really be a hidden spot. Please tell us about it. What's this knife-making thing? Just let us take you there. Wow. The hammer strikes a red-hot iron. The view and sounds are visceral, exciting. Minakazu-san, I know it's a given, but he really is a craftsman. Yes. He's not tense. In fact, he looks like he would normally. Even his facial expression is gentle. But he swings his hammer down on the iron as if he's subjugating it. I will have you make a stainless kitchen knife. Even while he explains it to us, his hands maintain their own independent rhythm. You'll have 2 layers of stainless steel sandwiching 1 piece of steel. We'll then fire it up, forge it, and then harden it. And the steel portion will become the edge? Correct. Once I understand what he's doing, my interest deepens. Each strike of the hammer is forging the stainless steel and steel into one. Would you like to try? Yes. Yes, please. Let's start with you, Satetsu-kun. Sit in front of this machine. Alright. It's a hammering contraption made of steel. Or maybe it's some high-tech rice cake hammer. I don't know. A thick, large metal stick that serves as the hammer gives off a black glow. Lightly tap on the pedal by your feet. Yes. Whoa. The moment I step on the pedal, the steel hammer swings down on the iron table. I expected this movement, but I'm surprised at how powerful it looks. It's a machine, that's exactly what it looks like. Take this and put it here. Old Man Minakasa takes the material he was flattening earlier. It's already somewhat shaped like a knife. You can hammer it out with this machine to the size you want, and then you're done. The side of it is smoothly curved. He advises me to thin out the part that'll act as the edge. I try to then step on the pedal again. Wow, this is... I can feel a powerful vibration. A vibration that seems to stir some kind of primal instinct within me. I can't seem to move it the way I once. No need to be so particular about it. If you can break the shape, I'll congratulate you. I see. When he says that, I feel more confident about really laying into it. If the shape of the knife won't change no matter how much I hammer it, there's no point in being so overly cautious. It continues to flatten out. The block that looks like a knife gradually flattens into a smaller kitchen knife. Oh, good job. Now it's Miss Hina's turn. Yes, please. I thought Minakasa's unusually called Pot Mayor. Yes, he called her Miss Hina today. That small distinction makes me happy for some reason. Oh, this is pretty good too. I'd say it's a difference in personality. Unlike me, Pot doesn't constantly step on the pedal. She steps to hammer and then lets go, and continues that cycle in a detail-oriented manner. Wow, you're gonna be making a kitchen knife that looks completely different. Wow, you're right. The pieces of metal that we started off with were not that different in shapes and sizes. But after we're both done with our own, Pot's is thinner but wider. Tadetsu-kun, yours is big. One could fly a tuna with that. Good for tuna, huh? While having a chuckle himself, Old Man Minkasa takes my knife and throws it back into the fire before hammering it some more. And then he puts it into some kind of liquid. I'll be refiring it this way. Steel that isn't tempered is brittle and chips easily. What liquid is that? It's oil, heated to 180 degrees. Oil? And at 180 degrees, you're cooling it with something hotter than boiling water? It doesn't stay at its hottest for very long. He stands up slowly, going farther inside. He says something to his wife. It cools down too fast. If it cools down too fast, it will break. If it cools down too slow, it becomes like clay. Old Man Minakasu carries the tea that his wife made. Hot tea in a hot smithery on a hot summer day. It feels like it's scalding my throat all the way to my stomach, but it's delicious. Well, that's how it is, much like everything else. Everything else? It's true. Human relationships, fads, and a lot of other things seem to have that in common. In other words, in order to maintain something for any good length of time, you have to let it cool down slowly. Yep. Isn't that educational, Pops? Yes, very much so. Really, it's very educational, and we want to learn something. Perhaps the tea was too hot. Pot's face is bright red. No, what am I, stupid? I just said it referred to human relationships too. Human relationships also refer to ones between a man and a woman. If the reason why Pot's face is so red lies right there. That could mean... Pot did say that she wants to learn something from this. Making sure it doesn't break and making it last. The one that Pot wishes for is... Seems like the tea is a bit too hot. Old Man Minakasa's gentle voice makes me jump. I shouldn't think this. I'm trying to have fun today. I made up my mind to focus only on that today. But what brings you here today? Wanting to experience this? I decided to just have fun today. To spend the day with Paulette and simply let loose. Oh, I see. A gentle voice. I can hear Paulette breathing out a sigh of relief. There was this one thing that the city researched in the past about the tourist attractions with the highest satisfaction rates. Pod and I take turns talking. The Castle Shrine, the Ghost Temple, Hot Spring Product Museum, Kuma River downstreaming, the memories we shared today make our words more vivid. So after you finish the Kuma River downstreaming, Naki-chan asks us what our plans are. Ah, I see. He seems to understand. While looking that way, old man Mikasa nods deeply. Only Nagi and her friends have done this workshop in the past. What? Why? This workshop is so fun. Because it takes too much time. Tourists nowadays don't like taking it slow, too. Miyamoto-san, sorry. I hear a different ringtone than usual from Pod's cell. It's supposedly from Miyamoto-san. This must be an urgent matter of some sort. Hello, it's me. Yes, huh? At Cigar Village? Yes, I understand. Yes, please. But before she even ends the conversation, Pod's already standing up. Whatever the case, it must be an emergency. And what happened? Do you want to use Navi? I ask her that right away, to which she looks shameful and relieved at the same time. Thank you so much, but no, but... Alright then, let's split up the work. I will order Navi to take you. Pod's eyes glance briefly at the kitchen knives being annealed. In that case, even if I'm alone, I should finish the goals I set for myself today. Focus only on having fun. Leave me here, I'll finish up the kitchen knives. Oh, but if you wanted to. No, please, finish it for me, Sotetsu-kun. She stands up, smiling, as she turns around. That action and her usual smile fill me with joy. We came here together, so it would be nicer if we finished it as a joint project. Oh, Haruka. Hello. Oh no, Hachiroko. So, what did you do, Sotetsu-sama? I finished it, of course. I did, but I don't know how to describe it. My hands start moving awkwardly for no reason. It felt sort of empty in a way. I didn't finish it, but honestly, I'm not satisfied with the result. Satisfied? She doesn't jump onto the edge of my bed as usual. Hachiroko looks a little confused as she faces me from a distance. Sotetsu-sama, you're not well versed in the ways of blacksmithing to begin with. How can you expect to make something good? Naturally, it's not a matter of it being good or bad. It's more about the spirit of the matter. I can't express the feeling I'm having, but I try my best to find the words. That's right, heat. It's the heat old man Mikasa mentioned. It's the feeling where it suddenly grew cold. Heat toward what? Naturally for knife making. No, that's not it. The knife making itself was interesting to the last minute. In the end, we forgot we were on a mini vacation and discussed about how to arrange it better for tourists. It's the heat toward playing. After Paul had left, I felt left behind, and it suddenly wasn't fun anymore. Yes, that's right. When I was with Paulette, anything we did felt like fun, like a fun game. But the moment I was alone, I returned to my usual self. It felt like I was continuing only because of the feeling of duty. The mindset of I have to play took the passion, the fun out of it. I see. Hachiroko straightens her posture. Sotetsu-sama. She places her hands on the ground with proper etiquette, and she bows deeply. What's the matter all of a sudden? Sotetsu-sama, have you found your answer yet? Answer? For what? Your answer, Sotetsu-sama. What she says sounds like a riddle, but I think I know what she means. Hachiroko's always serious and never teases me. I, Hachiroku, will surely be an obstacle to your finding of the answer. Is that so? Yes, that is why I will now sleep in Ibiki's room starting today. If that's what you want, I won't stop you, but... It's alright. Ibiki wouldn't refuse. I've already talked to her about it. Is that so? Seems like Hachiroku has found the answer before me. Before I can say anything, she stands up to leave. Well then, Tsutetsu-sama, I shall see you tomorrow. Yes, good night, Hachiroku. Yes, Tsutetsu-sama, good night. I hope you'll have a wonderful tomorrow. She opens the sliding door without a sound, then closes it behind her. Hachiroku is completely silent when she walks, but I can feel her presence gradually moving farther away. My answer. The reason Hachiroku left is because this is something I have to find by myself. The points to note are... I think the reason why Hachiroku left. Why did it feel like the game ended when I became alone? Why did the fun vanish when I became alone? Just as I think that, I realized that actually I wasn't alone. Old Man Minakasa was there, and he kept talking to me. We made something together, but it was somewhat fun. But the type of fun and heat was completely different. The conversation with Old Man Mikasa and the manufacturing experience were purely to satisfy my intellectual excitement. The time I spent with Paulette had a joy different from that. What made it so fun? What was different? For example, the downstreaming. I was with Hachiroku then. Back then it was fun. But it's different from today's. The fun back then was from intellectual excitement. It came from a genuine interest in downstreaming itself. But today it was different. Today even the Akayaso Shrine, a place I've visited numerous times, was a place of fun today. The time I spent with Paulette is what I deemed fun. Because Paulette was there. Because Paulette always smiled for me. This, in other words, is my answer. A single path of light. I feel as if I've found which way I must go. Then what's fun? Well, that's for Paulette to smile. For Paulette to be happy. To just make the abandoned coal mines in Dohoteo those sorts of places. Think step by step in how to achieve that. I already knew what fun is. I remember a memory from a distant past. Of fathers, of mothers, and more than anyone else, of Michiko's smile. I loved them from the bottom of my heart and wanted to surround myself with them. It's not the gimmicks that matter. It's not the dramatic direction that matters. What truly matters is being able to smile deep down. Now that I think about it, it all connects. Nagi and Fugamae today are enjoying themselves without being nervous. If they can always smile like that, I'm sure the downstreaming will be a place everyone can enjoy even more. What Reverend Akai and Hosho Kisaki are striving for are really the same thing. Because you can't make a living, or because you're worried you can't smile, those who can't smile won't ever be able to provide fun for the tourists. Hosho Kisaki saw that and gave up on this. That's why she supported the aircraft factory. That must be the top priority for Hosho Kisaki. To first be able to make a living, and second to bring back smiles. A good cycle could be born from that. However, I'm myself. My answer is to prioritize the fun I discovered. There's no need for tricks. We're a team. If there's something we lack, or if we're wrong about something, someone will make it right. Believe in that. Believe in the fun I felt. Think about what you can do to experience it again. I think of Pilot's smile in my mind. I want Pilot to smile. Come up with ideas to achieve that. That in itself is right. That is all it takes to make me smile. Ooh. Looks like we might have some actual some major advancements here in the romance plot side of things.